Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies, bringing you an extra painting tutorial. As you know, previously I've done the entire box set of the Kill Team Towers. I showed you guys how to paint Death Corps of Krieg, an Orc Commando, and then the Orc Scenery. So in that vein, I've already put up the new Kill Team box set. I've shown you how to paint the Sister of Battle, and I will be showing you how to paint the Tau. I hadn't intended on showing you how to paint the scenery, because it's generic 40k scenery. It's been out for a long time. But one of my subscribers actually reached out and asked me to do a video on it. So I decided to, why not? So I put together a quick 5-6 minute video showing you guys how to paint the scenery from the box set really quick, really effectively, and it gets to a nice tabletop standard. Stick around to the end of the video and enjoy. So this is how we're going to start off this painting tutorial. We have our scenery here. I've sprayed the entire scenery black, and then I've given it a dust of Leadbelcher spray, just so we don't have to worry about all those little finicky silver details later on. Step one is going to be Fleshtearers Red. I'm painting this scenery to match the one that's on the back of the Kill Team box art. They seem to have done quite a nice scheme. It stands out really well. It's got a dull red paneling, so we're going to try and achieve that. So the Fleshtearers Red is going to be on all of the flat panels and the pillars of this scenery. If you look at the ones they've done as demonstration pieces on the back of the box, you can see the parts that I went red. I basically just copied that. Quick and easy, and I'm using contrast because it's my go-to these days for getting projects done super quick, super fast, and to a nice standard. I'm being a little bit careful not to get the contrast where it doesn't belong, so on all that ribbing on the bottom, and about halfway up the columns you can see another one. And any of the industrial work, the pipes, the air conditioning unit, those bits and pieces, try not to hit those. And this is the scenery piece when all of the red parts have been filled in. Quick and easy. Already looks pretty good. Next, we're going to shade it all down. We're going to use Agrax Earthshade for this, and I'm going to use a large shade brush. This is a scenery piece, so obviously I don't want to be going out there with a small brush trying to get shade into all the nooks and crannies. So, large shade brush. And I'm just going to shade the entire piece. I'm going to pull it back down to a more industrial look. Obviously it's a ruined building, so it's going to be quite a lot of damage. So this kind of shading is perfect for it. I don't even begin to imagine what a new building in the 40k universe looks like. Everything is thousands of years old. So everything's going to be grimy and dirty and wrecked. So this works out perfectly for it. I'm being conscious about pooling as well. Even though it is a scenery piece, I don't want big blobs pooling anywhere. I don't want it. Okay, so here's the scenery piece when the shade has all dried. As you can see, it's quite dull. So we're going to put a little bit of work in and bring a bit more color back into it. So we're going to start with red. And for that, we've chosen the standard base Mephiston Red. And we're going to be using this as a dry brush. And all we're going to be doing is catching things like the pillars, and then we'll do a little bit of kind of mottled stippling dry brushing on the flat areas. I'll show you that now in a second. Like I've said before in previous scenery videos, a scenery is there to frame the miniatures on the table. It should not be the focus point of the game. People should not be looking at a wargaming table and be blown away by the table to the effect that they're not going to see the miniatures. It's just supposed to be background. So don't go crazy. Obviously, if you want to, you can paint little warning symbols on all of those air conditioning units and paint all the rivets and stuff, but I just don't have the time for that. There's too many other miniatures out there that need paint on them to be spending that much time on scenery. So here's that model stipple I showed you on the flat area. It just adds a little bit of colour back into it. You need to have a primarily dry brush for that, and then just kind of back and forth motion. And when all the red parts have been dry brushed, this is what it should look like. Already you can see a splash of colour back into it. And then as the last step, we're going to go for our Leadbelcher base paint. And we're going to dry brush that all over the entire piece, quite lightly. And just add a little bit of chipping and damage and stuff into it. So as you can see, when I'm dry brushing, people describe it as a back and forth motion. I tend to just follow one direction, dragging it across. I find I get more control with that. That makes the whole process a lot easier. For bits like this, I'm trying to dry brush along the edge where the red paneling meets the metal. And there we have it. And the finished result looks something like this. So I don't know about you, but I personally would be super pleased with a set of terrain looking like that. It took absolutely no time at all. You could bash out the entire box set of Kill Team scenery in an evening if you were so inclined. Really hope you guys enjoyed this short, quick tutorial. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. Drop the video a like, and if you have any questions about anything I did, please feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I will do my very best to get back to each and every one of you. I'll see you guys in the next video.